Hello, and welcome to the world of pride. And I am your host, the one and only, Kippy Love. And today, we're going to fix a cup of coffee. Oh, I already did that. Haha, psych. Move that out of the way. I'm going to fix this move controller, and the navigator, controller for the PS3. And the problem is if you push the PlayStation button and hold it in for a couple of seconds, the little light's supposed to come on, and it's supposed to turn the system on. But for some reason, this one is dead. I'll show you another one that isn't dead. I already did this to this one. You can see I even put the strap on it because it's finished. This one doesn't have a strap on it until I get it finished. So I don't get them confused which one's which. But if I push this button right here, listen, you can hear in the background the PlayStation 3 coming on. And you can see the little blinking light. So, we're going to put this one aside. Alright, but now we're going to fix this one. And if I can remember how to do it. And all I have to do is take the old battery out. They call this a pickle battery. And I gotta take the old pickle battery out, put the new one in. And then this is the screwdriver, or the Phillips screwdriver, and the little apparatus that is supposed to help you with the taking the battery out. So we need our tools. Put them right there. I've got like 3 of these now and 3 of these because I bought 2 other sets. Okay, first thing you have to do is you have some screws in here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. So we got to take them all out. Gotta be careful. I got arthritis, so I gotta be careful not to hurt myself. Oh, gotta get them all the way out screwed. You can't just screw them halfway, dude. You got to get them all the way out. Oh, don't want to come out. Little touchy little bugger. Sometimes they really touchy. They don't want to let go. They're what do you call that? They're oh well, I'll just do that one and leave it in there until I get them all out. Maybe they'll fall out later. All right, got that one. That one come out. See? Oh, now it comes out when I was like, I guess he got jealous. There's that one. Now we get these out. Now you gotta be careful with these things when you're taking them apart because little pieces will fall out. You know, and then if you don't see them, they'll fall to the floor. Or if you don't see them and you don't remember where they go, like me. Oh, see, there's that one. Let me get this one out again. Want them all to come out. Oh, don't want to come out. Oh well, we'll just open her up. Maybe it'll come. There, now it does. Okay, and like I said, no, that one didn't come out. Darn it, come out. I always like them to come out. There, now he came out. There you go. Four screws. So put them right there. And that's what I'm talking about. Little pieces that fall out that if you don't know where they go, it'll mess your stuff up. Let me move these screws out of the way so I don't get them mixed in right there on the edge. All right, push you back over here. Now, this is what it looks like in the other side. What this little thing is it's the push button for right here. If I do this carefully, you should be able to hear the sound. That's the button to turn. Oh, that's the reset button. There's a little hole on the back of this right here, and this is the reset button. And you push a screwdriver or you push a toothpick or something small down in it, and that touches this, and it resets the thing. So we're going to take this out just so we don't have to worry about it falling out the next time. Put it over there by the things. Now what you have to do is this part here, I always just leave this one in here. I don't ever take it out. You can take it out if you want to. There's like 2 of them, so you know we can take it out. We know where it goes anyway, so you gotta be careful when you take these out so you don't break them or rip them. There, so I took that one out, so that one goes to there, so we can put this right here. Another one is right here, and if you're not careful, like I said, you'll break them or rip them or bend them the wrong way, or when you put them back in, they're always a pain in the butt. Alright, so the next thing we do is we have to unscrew this one, and these, somebody's already taken out the screws. There was 2 screws in this one in the other controller. So I guess somebody didn't either lost the screws or didn't want to have to put them back in there. So we're missing 2 screws. So that's a no-no right there. I guess somebody already repaired this one time or tried to repair it one time and didn't do it right. But anyway, these 2 screws basically hold this piece on here. So we're going to take them out. I wish we had some extra screws. I could put these in there the right way. I don't know. Maybe somebody, whoever tried to fix it last time, just, said, oh, well, that's stupid. I don't know why the screws are in there. Yeah, I think whoever messed this one up or something, they probably broke it because there was 2 little hook things here that would hold it together more, but I guess I just said, well, there's no sense in having it. But anyway, let's see if I can take these off carefully. Gotta be careful when you take these things apart because you don't want to break them, so it's always best to take them carefully apart. There's that piece, so you take this and set it over here out of the way. Keep all the screws and everything. Y'all be careful. Come here. Alright, now this all as far as you can go right here. Then you gotta be careful not to pull this too hard, but you have to pull this piece here down so it'll come through the hole. And then alright, stop. Get up here and sit down. That's my dog trying to chase the kitty cat. Alright, now this as far as we go here. Now we're going to take the battery part out, and you remember where the battery is and all that stuff. So this new battery is going to go down inside there like this, and then it's going to fall into place right here when I get done with it. Now this bad boy right here basically holds down the whole motherboard and all this, and then the bottom part is all connected. So once this is unscrewed a little bit, then this part will fall off, and then there's some other pieces under there that'll fall apart. So let's just take it apart, all the way apart first. Take the screw out. That's the hardest screw to get out and back in. Alright, now when you pull this up here, the bottom, once that's loose, the bottom will slide off. Okay, that's just the bottom piece. You gotta remember the way the angle is when you put it back together, that this goes on this way. This piece comes off. That's the part where the screws are here, there and there, the screws. So you gotta remember how you took it apart. And you move this out of the way. So now you got the battery right there, and you got this cable. This one I can put underneath. And that's where I got to unplug it. But you really can't get to it that direction unless you take this off. Now if you look on the bottom part of it, you got to be careful with this here because these here will pop off and come out, and you got to put them back in the right way and everything. And then this little piece here is where the light, so you can see how loose it is, and that's where the light is right there on the bottom, where you can see the blinking light, and it comes from this thing here, blinks and does the color thing, and then it shines through all the way down to the bottom. So we're going to set this off the side. Hopefully it don't all fall apart. There we go. Alright. Now this is and same thing here. These will come off if you're not careful. So you gotta be careful not to pop them off. Okay, so that's the bottom of it. Now on the bottom, like I was saying, you'll see there's a little piece here, and inside here is a little piece. And you want to push these out carefully. So you pull this one down with your finger or whatever, and you're going to be able to push it down a little bit. Then this one, you pop it out like that. Be careful not to push too hard. Now we're going to turn it back over, get the battery out of the way, and then this just comes up like that. So that can go right there. Now I got to get one more little apparatus. I'll be right back. Let me put the camera on pause for a second, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. Alright. Now this tool seems to work the best when doing this, because you have to push the side. Oh, there you go. See how that's what I'm talking about? I just barely touched it and it popped off. So we got to set this over here carefully. I'll take the other one off. There. So you got to remember which way they go on there too. So it's got to go on this way like that. You can't put it the wrong way. So that goes on there. Alright. But you have to grab it from the side right here. And you got to be careful when you do this so you don't slip off and cut the wire or something like that. But you got to pinch them in a little bit. And then, oh, come on. Pinch, and you pull up slowly. Got to get underneath the things a little bit. So you pull up slowly. There you go. You got that piece. Like pull it up like that. Then you got to remember which way you put it in there too, because if you didn't do it the right way, you'll mess it up. So the little bump on the top, that goes towards the top on this one. So it goes in just like this. And then you gotta make sure you're lined up right when you put it in there. I gotta put it the right way so I can see. Alright. Make sure I go in there. Okay. Now that I got it in there, and then you're supposed to use this apparatus here to try to push it in there so it's tight, because you don't want it to fall out or not make a good connection. So you gotta make sure it's in there tight so it'll stay. Alright, I think I got it in there. Okay, now that's all you do to change out the battery. Now we gotta put it back together the same way we took it apart. Okay, put this on. You gotta be careful when you put these on here so you don't. They're supposed to have a little glue or something like that, but they don't want to glue in there. See? That's crazy, isn't it? I might just put these on top. That's where they go. Basically, they go on top of here. That's what happens. Sometimes they stick. Then you got to make sure these are lined up now. See, this piece goes like this. So when you put it on there, got to make sure it's the right direction. So this goes there, and it goes in this direction here. So this goes on top of that right there like this. And make sure it's on there straight, like so. And then this one goes on this one. Make sure it's on the right way. Oh, don't drop it. And this one goes on here like so. That's the push button right there. Bloop, bloop. Alright. Then we're going to put it all back together carefully without tearing it up. See, this one is you got to turn it this way. Make sure that you get the wires out of the way. That's the hardest thing, is getting these wires out of the way. There. And then this goes in like this. And you got to put it together like that. And then this has to go around the top like this a little bit. But we're going to put the other piece on first. This one right here. So you got to put this on first. Yeah, duh. Got to put this on first. And then you got to make sure that this outside piece snaps into the little spot right here. Gotta make sure it snaps in the right spot. There, like that. Make sure that one pops in here, that one pops around the corner right there, and then it stay on there. Now this one, gotta put over the top of it. Gotta make sure it goes over the top. Oh, now it wants to play silly. There. You gotta hold that on there. Now, the bottom part, you got to put that on the right way, like this, like that. See, so it'll be on there like that. See, it's got to fit just like that. And then the battery part, that's going to go around the top and slide in here. But then before you do that, you got to make sure that you put everything else together first too. You can just stick it in there and go, okay, I'm done. Okay, let me move this out of the way without screwing up the rest of it. All right, and then you want to make sure that this is underneath this piece. Get the battery out of the way, so you got to make sure this goes inside of it. Let me just turn the whole thing upside down carefully. And you got to make sure that this is like snapped into place, so it'll go into the. Oh, come on, that's the hardest part about this thing is snapping this in without everything else falling out. Okay, come on. Yeah, it's got to slide over the top of this. There, so you got to snap into place like that. So it'll snap into place. Then this, you want to push. I think I got it on the top part wrong, but we'll see. And then we can slide this into that part there, and then the battery part will go in here. But I got to remember how to put this together. See, this piece actually goes underneath here, so I got to wrap it underneath there somehow. So I've got to push it underneath the screw part, so it's got to go. Or I can put it like right here. Yeah, I could put it right there. It's better if it's underneath there, but we're gonna. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to get it under there unless you can see real good. Which I got glasses on and still can't see that well. I'll try to push this right under here. There. And that and that. And then we're gonna see if I can make sure this is not in the way of the screw when I put it together, see? I got the screw out of the way? Yeah. Make sure I push it under there so it'll be underneath it when I push it in. See, I don't want to damage the wire either. Alright. So we got the battery back in here, but we got to make sure we turn it this way so it won't pinch the wire. And I got everything in there the right way. Now, what we want to do is, before I put the battery in, I got to put that one screw in, see? So it'll hold it together. So you got to push this one screw in. Now this is where you need a magnetic thing like this, but see, it's not very, oh, don't fall out. Not very magnetic. It needs to be more magnetic. See, it doesn't want to stay. So this one, let's go in the hole right there. So I got it in the hole. Now, don't pull it back out now. Yeah, you have to be Superman to be able to see. Now you put the screw back in here. Make sure it's a little tight. And then the battery, there, that's in there. And then we're going to connect this back together. You got to make sure that the metal strip on that side touches the metal on that side of it. So it's got to go in like this. Got to get the light in the right spot so I can see. Okay. And you got to make sure this goes in the hole right here. It's hard to see because I don't have my tweezer thing. Gotta do this with the other finger, I guess. At a weird angle because my light is right there, and I can't block the light or else I can't get it in the right hole. Yeah, that's why I always need a secondary light or something. There, now I got it in there, I think. I make sure it's pushed all the way in without bending the wire. There we go. I got it in there without bending the wire. Now, what I need to do is put this piece back in there. I put this piece back on there. Like I said, I wished it had the other screws on there, but I don't. I mean, oh, did I put it in the right spot? Boy, that was in the wrong spot, buddy. All right, now, it wants to grab all the wrong holes, all the wrong sections. Okay, there. I got it where it needs to go. Yep, like that. Now I put screws in, but you gotta make sure the thumb piece comes through the back. Hey, you stay in there. I didn't say you fall out. Right there, stay. And you gotta make sure those are in there like that. And I got my 2 screws, one here and one there. Don't fall down the middle. Yeah, I wish they hadn't shortchanged me on those 2 screws. Because they're supposed to go right up here to hold it into this spot right there. But I guess as long as, you know, this one's in there. I don't know if this is going to affect the gameplay of the thing or not. Because you really need extra support in case you're vicious on this thing. That you don't push up on that and break the screw things here. So I really needed the other screws. But I don't want to, like, gyp me of the other 2 screws that I need to hold it together. I'm going to have to buy like a whole bunch of these little screws in case I need them. There, those are tight. Right there. Perfect. In the right hole. There we go. Now, what I have to do... Oh, he came out. See? Darn it. They come out with the battery. I don't want that be in the way. You gotta stay out of the way now. Don't get in my way. Okay, now push in there. Yeah, that battery, that's why it's so hard to play with these dang things, because the batteries want to keep jumping out of the thing and get in your way. And you can't have the wires sticking around, getting in the way when you clamp down the thing, because then you pinch the wires. Isn't that crazy? There, I think that's good enough. Let's see. Push it in there where it won't be out of the way. Don't get in the way of the screw. Come on. Get in there. Okay, well that's maybe good enough right there. Now, you gotta make sure this one here is in that little hole there. Like this. And make sure I get the right angle here so I can push it in there. Oh, I hate it when they bend a certain way. They don't want to go in. Alright. I'm glad I have patience, or else I'd be like flinging this thing across the room. Maybe I gotta do it this way. I'll just have to do it this way. Hold the battery in. Turn around this way. There we go. It's so touchy, these things. Look at it. It wants to flip around. Now stay on the side. Over here. Come on, Darnie, you work with me. It's like a dang chicken with its head chopped off, or chicken about to get its head chopped off trying to get away. Hey, no, you're not going to cut my head off. No. Dang, this thing is so touchy. It's just the wrong angle. Or now, get in there. I got you. Oh, come on. It's so touchy. Oh, boy. Plus, having arthritis is another thing that's a pain in the ass, because you have to fight with arthritis just to get in there. Did I get you in there? And we'll come back out. Make sure in there tight. Don't crimp the wire. Okay, it's in there tight. Now, next thing I got to remember to do without knocking the battery out of position is I got to put that little button back in there before I put it together. Because you don't want to forget the battery. I mean the button. Because then if you have to reset it, then you can't reset it. And there's a little, well, you can get it the right way. There's a little tiny crease on one side where the other side doesn't have a crease. And that goes on this piece right there. There's a little tiny bump right there. So you got to make sure that when you stick it on here, you put it on right spot, and you put it on the right angle. Yep, there it is. Now, I got all that together without anything falling out of place. You got to pop that there, and then this all together. Make sure it's all in the right spot. Don't want it falling out. See, then you make sure all the buttons work. Click, click. Click, 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 click. Alright. And these buttons are don't have any side buttons. These don't have start buttons. But these work. All these buttons work. So now we put the cover back on and screw it into place. So here's our 2 there, and don't let it fall down to the crubby. Yeah, it'll be like, oh! Alright, here we go. Put it back in here. and screw it back together. Now, we're going to go ahead and make sure all the screws are in here first before we do anything else. All right. Oh, stop pulling the screw out. Gotta put it right on the top, but it's hard to see when you're wearing glasses. All right, there's that one. Now the bottom two. Now I don't have to worry too much about the whole thing falling apart. Okay, now that one's in there. Okay. Oh, see, you got magnetic screw thing, and it doesn't want to. It's just barely enough of a magnetic screw thing, and you got to put it in the right angle, or else it won't go in the hole. What? You come on. All right, let me do this side then. Maybe it'll work. Oh, there you go. See, this side goes down real smooth, but that side didn't want to go down. All right, now push you in the hole. Now put it in the tip, and come on, go in there. There it goes. All right, now make sure it's in there tight. Don't want it to get loose. All right, all tight. Click, click. Make sure this one's tight. In the right hole. All right, click. All right, now we'll just leave this one here, and we'll go turn the other one off. And then I'll come back, try the thing. Let me pause it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This one, like I said, with the strap on it, and like I showed you in the other video, I like these a lot better than the other ones. The other ones you had to hold it in on the side, then you slide up and down. This one actually slides up and down and then tightens it so it doesn't get loose. It doesn't move on you. You don't accidentally, no, you gotta actually pull this up. But you can see the lights on, and I'm gonna turn the PlayStation 3 off with this button. So hold it in, and then push this button to turn it off. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, now it's gonna turn off, and you'll see the controller light go out. There. Now this is the one that I had that works before. This is the one we just took the battery out and put the new battery in it with our tools. So these are the tools you need. This one I only used to take out the battery because it's the easiest way to get it out. This pushes everything in to the right position. This unscrews it and does everything you're supposed to do, and then you get a new battery. When you get the kit, you only get these pieces. They're called pickle batteries for the Navigator. PS3 Move Navigator, and it's called the pickle battery or pickle power, and you get this what comes in it. I think it's like $12 to $13 for this, but it's a real lifesaver if you get one. Now let's try this out. Since we put the new battery in it, push that button and you'll hear the sound of the PlayStation 3 come on, and you see the blinking. There you go. So that's what it is. What happens is these PS3 Navigators, and I don't know about the PS3 controller, but the only problem I've had is the Navigator. See, there's the PS3 turning on. Ta-da! And what happens is they put this on the shelf, and if it sits on there for 7 to 10 years without turning it on and charging it or using it, it'll die. The battery will die, the cell dies or whatever, and you can't charge anymore. You have to either have this big ass machine like this with all these blip lights on it, and you have to defragment, you have to fragment it, you have to put it in there, you got to run it up to a certain amount of energy, you got to force power into it to get the dead cell to work and everything. And then once you do that, then, but if you're going to spend that much money, you're going to spend maybe a couple $100 to $1,000, something like that, for this big machine just to, it's like those little things that you, little square things with the wires on, you stick in there for electrical wiring and stuff like that to see if it's got a good current or something like that. That's basically what this big machine does, is it charges a little battery. And if I'm going to spend all that money for that, I'd rather just get a $12 or $13 one. But anyway, once you take it apart, put the battery in and put it back together and all this stuff, it'll work great. But anyway, that's our video. Y'all have a awesome day and a perfect tomorrow, and we'll catch you at the scratching post where we can meow about awesome. I love it. I just wish that they would have had those extra 2 little catnips in there to hold it together, because if I were to take my other controller apart and show you, I would have 2 extra screws in there. So whoever fixed on this one, I guess they wanted to save the screws for themselves in case one came up with one that was missing. They could just take those out and have those 2 screws for another controller if they had to fix it. But anyway, that's our video. Bye.